I know who I am. I love who I am. I daily improve and grow. I am self-motivated and always inspired to excel. I have a clear vision. I have hope and faith. I believe in myself and my dreams. I am purpose-driven. My gifts and abilities are activated. I operate with full efficiency. I sweatlessly triumph in all things. I create the future of my dreams. I am daily transformed and translated. I operate supernaturally. I activate my divinity. I am practical and real. I have the ability to attain, consolidate, and aspire to new levels of success, wealth, and well-being. I positively critique and review my position and situation for improvement. I advance and grow daily. I am empowered to be all that I was created to be. The life assessment wheel, or the wheel of life, is, in my own opinion, one of the most powerful tools in coaching. It looks at how you can harmonize the 12 critical areas of your life, from health and well-being to work and career, to home and family, to intimate relationships and marriage, to fun, recreation and rest, to your overall achievement and success, to your peace, harmony and contentment, to your self-worth, your self-confidence and your self-belief, to your spirituality and security, to, the area of fun, recreation and rest, to your career, your business, to your work. The wheel of life, or the life assessment wheel, is so critical for you to find harmony, for you to find peace, for you to find fulfillment and satisfaction. And we are taking out the area of health, wellness, and wholeness. And Coach Emeka is going to be working with Damilola in that area. Now, it's impossible for you to be healthy without mental health. Your mental health influences your physical health. Without relational health, without sociological health, it will be impossible for you to attain physical health. That's right. So your psychology influences your biology. Your sociology influences your biology. And in this episode, Coach Emeka is going to be taking us through the importance of mental health in your well-being and your wellness. Stay tuned. Enjoy as you watch this episode of The Transformation Show. Welcome. Next, you're speaking to Damilola, and you're talking about health, well-being, and all of that.
I think I'm excited and pumped up for this. One, because the subject of health and wellness, wholeness, is particularly serious now. We will think that we live in the most prosperous age, but this is also the most stress-inducing dispensation. And our stresses now are different from what they used to be. I mean, a couple hundred years ago, a stressor would be an elephant running at you, or a lion running at you, or a tiger running at you. Today, your stressor are minor things. Your phone, just getting from work to the house, and
Traffic.
from house back to work. Dealing, especially if you live in Lagos. This is
Or New York.
yeah. All right. So it's these stressors and how they impact our lives, and how that they are piling up. I mean, it's that cumulative effect that is crazy with that dispensation. The thing that the World Health Organization has said that in the next 3 to 5 years, depression, which is a mental health failure, will be the world's leading cause of deaths. That's scary. It's currently the world's leading cause of disablement. Right? And if you look at all of this, it goes to begin to speak to the fact that our attention to our wholeness, mental, emotional, and even physical,
And even spiritual.
It's
all centered.
That wholeness is particularly important in this dispensation as we continue to develop as a being and evolve new ways of doing things, evolve all kinds of technology. It's even funny that technology itself is an interference. As beautiful as it is,
Our creation is interference.
It's an interference. The world got too complex recently, and people are still struggling to come to terms with that complexity. I'm excited about this. I mean, having to deal with this case of wholeness and wellness, and looking at it not just from the place of medical practice of medical science, looking at the wholeness of it, looking at it from the spiritual, the emotional, the psychological dimension. I'm already
Amazing.
I mean, this sounds really interesting because, what we teach, what we believe is harmony.
True.
Harmony between your environment, your spiritual existence, your psychology, your biology, your physical essence, and, your words, your thoughts, and how you interpret what is going on. And we personally believe that 95% of all disease is caused by stress, and 100% of stress is caused by wrong beliefs. And those wrong beliefs are, your ideologies, your perceptions, and how those influence the decisions you make. And interestingly, right, your environment has a very, very powerful effect on your DNA.
True.
And it affects you at a cellular level, such that your perceptions and your beliefs control your biology and your DNA. What tools or what methodologies and processes are you excited to work with, especially when you work with clients?
I'm tempted to take, for this one in particular, I'm tempted to take the part of an integrative practitioner. So although I will still come into the session open, I need to get the finer points, the details of her mental, emotional states, what the stressors are and all that. But I think the best approach would be that of an integrative practitioner. I will be looking at emotional freedom techniques and quite a number of NLP. I will think that some of the imbalance will be created by beliefs. I expect to make certain beliefs that are funneling or channeling all the negativities that creates the stress. And I would hope that, I can nip that with NLP and EFT. But then it's still an open session.
Power packed.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch this episode.
My name is Oluwadamilola Adekoya, and I'm a 45-year-old businesswoman. Over the years, I've had challenges due to some things I've been through that have been very, very, very emotionally draining. I've had challenges in the area of making decisions in business and in life generally. So I'm here at the transformation sessions to seek help in the area of mental, psychological, and emotional stability.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please sit down.
Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
it's good to have you.
Thank you.
So, what would you want us to work on today?
I would like us to work on mental aspects of living. Yes.
Awesome.
Psychological, emotional aspect of living.
All right.
That's what I would like us to work on.
Awesome. So, your psychological, emotional, mental well-being is what you want us to work on.
Yes.
Right, so tell me, how has it been before now? How's it been for you psychologically, emotionally, and mentally before?
Okay. It's been tough.
Okay.
First of all, I lost my mom when I was a teenager. I was about 15. I was at home on this fateful day when they brought the news that my mom that went to pick my older sister from university after her graduation had an accident on their way back home. And the news was emotionally draining. The news was a huge shock to us because my mom and my older sister died in the car accident. My older sister's friend too died in the car accident. The driver was paralyzed from neck down, and my cousin broke his arms and his legs. It was a real trauma. It was mentally, psychologically, and emotionally troubling for me then. It was a big challenge. It was a big trial for us in our house, especially for me, because my mom was my mentor, so was the type of woman I wanted to be like. And my older sister was my role model. And I found it very difficult to let go. I found it very difficult to process it over the years.
This is what I think I hear, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I hear that I had a mother and I had a sister, right? And these two people seem to be my role model. They seem to be the people who I could have structured my life around, who gave me some kind of picture as to what to follow and how to go, right? That if I had set out to do certain things, these people would have been, if they had been there, they would have helped me achieve it. They would have helped me walk this path, all right? So I hear that. Very sorry about that. I hear that the fact that they are not there anymore, it's making it difficult for me to take these decisions. And all right.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so now this is where it gets a little interesting. Have you been able to process the fact that they are not there anymore?
Now I have.
Awesome.
Now I have, because they passed on about 31 years ago. So I realized a couple of years ago that I shouldn't keep on dwelling in the valley of life. I need to pick up myself and move on this journey in life. So I pick up myself and I tell myself that, well, they're in heaven right now. So as they have achieved, as much as they have achieved, I should do greater. So I got to that realization myself, and I picked up myself and I forged on. Although it hasn't been easy, knowing that vacuum is there. Knowing that vacuum is there, because I can't talk about them in present tense anymore. I will always refer to them as late, but I have to forge ahead. I have to look left, look right, look backwards at where I'm coming from, and look forward. And forward is always a pleasant place to go. So I'd rather go ahead than dwell in the valley of life.
So I just wanted to be certain that you have processed the pain, and then that's not part of the things that are stopping you. So you mentioned self-esteem.
Yes.
As one of the things that is challenged right now. So maybe I would like to start really from there. When you think about yourself, what comes to mind?
When I think about myself, I see myself as a lioness that was an achiever.
Was?
Yes. In the past, especially in my secondary school days, I am an old girl of Queen's College, Yaba, Lagos. I saw myself achieving a lot I set out to do. I saw myself carry practically my whole set along to do certain things when I was in secondary school. And I'm still that person. It's just that a lot has happened in life to set me back, to bring me down, to make me sad, to steal my joy, take my peace, and leave me an anxious, worried, fearful little girl. So, but today I see myself as wanting to do more than I did when I was a teenager, when I was an adolescent growing up. I know there's a lot of good ahead of me. Okay. So I usually think of all I achieved in the past and how I did it. Okay. And I leverage on that today. So like I said, I am an achiever. But I need to process a lot of things, and I need my mental faculty right, strong, forging ahead, looking at the future with an achiever's mind. Like I used to look at the future that it was very bright. I never saw any dull moments in the future. I never did until the devil struck. So I would really love a situation whereby I can be that girl and more today than I was yesterday.
I hear you talk about a little girl.
Yes.
How old is that girl?
15.
So it looks like
Not so little, but
I hear.
compared to how old am I now, how old I am now.
So it's almost like this person stopped living at 15.
Something like that.
You've talked about the little girl over and over again. She keeps coming out in almost every
Yes,
sentence.
because I was very proud of that little girl.
So that's the last person that you were. That 15-year-old girl is the person running this life.
Well, not exactly. It's a bruised and battered 15-year-old girl.
I get that. I'm saying your last reference point as a being is a 15-year-old girl.
Yes.
So it's almost like your life is frozen at 15. Yeah, you kept living.
Yes.
Yeah, but the most powerful part of your life is at 15.
I got hit by a challenge in life, and I didn't know how to process it because prior to that, there was nobody that died young in my mom's family. Nobody. Nobody. They were all old. So the burial they did then were for old people. So it was a big shock, a big blow on our family that my mom at 51 and my older sister at 21 passed on the way they did. So it wasn't easy for me personally to process that, because I'm like, of all people to pass on, there are old people there, 80-something people there, 90-something years old people there. Why didn't death carry those ones? Why my mom at such a vibrant age and my older sister at such, an early age? So it was a lot for me it was a lot that I had to stomach, but I fought ahead. I moved on with that scar. That's why I keep on saying that girl of the past, like something ended in her, because there's a vacuum, or there's a mother vacuum, and there's an older sister example vacuum in her already. And I can't feel it with my dad, and I can't feel it with my brothers, and I can't feel it with friends. So picking up myself from there, I have not been able to process certain things because I wasn't experienced enough and I wasn't old enough to process them. But I really love the life I used to live then. So in life, you get to a point where the battle really hot and you need people to lift up your right hand and your left hand. So it was like my right hand and my left hand, my mom and my older sister left. So the battle at that time became really hot. So I've had to fight, I've had to make decisions, make errors, make mistakes, retry, redo, re-strategize, and all this have affected me psychologically, emotionally, mentally. But I still say to myself, I have to forge on.
I hinted it, but you said it. It's almost like something ended.
Something really ended.
As I listen to you now, I still hear the 15-year-old girl.
Oh.
She's the one having this conversation.
Well.
She's the one telling me I'm stuck there. And I've not been able to go past it. I've not been able to. So you say you processed it, you say you dealt with it, but the girl is saying I'm still there. Because I literally had to continue this journey without all the people I thought could lift my hands up. And I carry that mentality around that there's nobody to lift my hands up. There's nobody to help me. So every time I don't make it, I remind myself, it's not because I didn't try, it's because there's nobody to help.
Okay.
So it's a 15-year-old girl that's running this system. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to thank that girl.
I should thank her.
Now, so that she does not continue to echo in your life. So that she gives the older you, the person who would have to stay inside the cocoon for the last 30 plus years. The person who lived from after that, all of this experience up until now, is almost in a mist, almost like she's in a haze. The person has not spoken here. The person hasn't spoken with me. The person who's been living, who's been doing all the things you're doing, who's supposed to be the older version you, the girl who grew out of that 15-year-old girl, had not taken the space. She's not materialized. She's not taking responsibility for this person. The person who's still speaking now is a 15-year-old girl. So that's why I want you to thank her. You're going to thank her for taking it. Thank her for bearing the pain. Thank her for bearing all of that difficulty. Because you need now to allow the older version of you express itself. All right? And that's the first place I want us to start from. Okay? I want you to close your eyes. Just be at rest. Find peace. Rest. Somewhere in your mind, I want you to take a journey to that place where that 15-year-old girl is. Just navigate the path to her. I want you to look for her and find her. Go to the last event that she was really very strong in. Maybe the last struggle, maybe the last pain, maybe the last loss that she really had to come and cry out. I want you to just go there. Alright. Alright. Now, when you see her, I want you to really thank her. Yeah. Thank her for bearing that pain. Thank her for bearing the loss. Thank her for holding your frame together these 30 plus years. Thank her for absorbing more than she could normally bear. Thank her. Whatever conflict you have with her, this is time to resolve it. So that she can go off the scene. Thank her. She has done well. Appreciate her. She bore all the pain. She bore all the heartbreak. She had to be the one to grope in the dark and wonder how she would have survived without the two people who were pillars in her life. Just look for her and thank her. If you're done thanking her, I just want you to nod your head so I can know. Thank her really well. If you need to hold her, hold her. If you need to hug her, hug her. If you're done thanking her, just nod your head so I'll know. And then we can continue our sessions. Awesome. Awesome. You can open your eyes now. All right. How do you feel?
I feel relaxed.
Yeah.
I had never met anyone. I have never gone to any session where somebody would tell me to look for the girl I was in the past, to look for that little girl in the past and thank her and, encourage her and love her. I had never gone through it before. It was enlightening to me. I saw a little 15-year-old girl aching and being burdened so much, having to live through 3 decades of struggling and trying to be an adult, trying to be a middle-aged woman. And I saw that I needed to let her rest. I needed to let the 15-year-old little girl be. I needed to encourage her. I needed to thank her. And I needed to appreciate her and love her. so that she will know that she's done really well.
So the question I want to ask you now, before we go forward or further, is do you love this person that you are now?
No.
Why don't you love her?
She's not. I had an image of the kind of woman I would love to be when I was young. And the woman I am now is not that woman that I set out to be. She's not that woman.
I hear that. And she has to be that woman for you to love her.
Yes.
You know what that means? That you're going to consistently live in a state of self-hate because you didn't become. Whereas the same person you're hating is the person who's doing all the work to become. Or is the person who should even do all the work to become. So the source that should produce the outcome is the same source you're poisoning with hate.
Well, I wouldn't say the word hate.
Yeah.
Because that's such a strong negative word.
Exactly.
I'm not proud of my achievements. I set out to achieve a lot.
Yeah.
And I was a very, very, I call myself an achiever.
I hear.
I used to set goals. Okay, there was a time I set a goal. We didn't have a cheerleading team in my secondary school.
Okay.
And I set a goal to start a cheerleading team.
Okay.
Single-handedly, I went to meet our physical education teacher, and I told her that I would like to build a cheerleading team.
Okay.
And I gathered all the girls in my set that were not performing an event, in a race or a field event.
Okay.
And we started the cheerleading team that year in 1993. I set out to achieve it, and with the help of my teacher and the cheerleading team, we achieved it. I set out to graduate in flying colors in my secondary school days, and I graduated with flying colors. Thank God for that.
Okay.
I have set out to do a lot, and in the past, and I've achieved quite a number. That's why I wouldn't use the word hate.
If you had to achieve something before you got your own love, not my love, not the love of anybody else around. If you had to achieve something before you got your own love, so your love for you is conditional. In a way. And that's what I'm going to. No, just allow me come.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right. That's the program you're running in your mind. That I have to be somebody. I have to have something in terms of tangible physical achievement before I can love me enough. I have to have before I can love me enough. So every day you're going with that mentality that because I don't have, I don't love me enough. I don't like who I am now. I wish I was that person. So this person that I am is constantly getting a message from me that, look, you know what? I wish I was somebody else. I wish I'd achieved that. I wish I'd got, maybe then I would love me. So the person that you're not loving enough is the same person who would have gotten you there. Now get this. But because you don't love her enough, she's constantly in a disempowered state. She's constantly in a, well, we're not good enough now. So it brings me to the case of self-esteem, self-confidence. Because she's not well loved, she's constantly in that state of, well, we've not achieved anything, so we're not good enough. We've not achieved that thing, so we're not fine. So we're constantly in a disempowered state. And if she's in a disempowered state, she can't give you good results. She can't give you the outcomes that you want. Right? The outcome that would have allowed you love her, she can't give you because you don't love her. So it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Can you love you just for being you?
Without setting a goal and achieving this and patting myself on the shoulder?
Can you pat yourself on the shoulder just for being you?
Oh, sure. I can do that now.
Exactly. So that's what I want you to do again. This time we're going to go the same journey. You're going to look for yourself, like we did the first time. All right? But I wouldn't want you to close your eyes. All right? I want you to say these words. And I don't want you, well, I would have called you to tap, but I just want you to hold yourself. When you finally see yourself, I want you to hold yourself and tell yourself these words. All right? Even if I have not achieved, or even though you call your name, all right? It's like you're talking to yourself, Damilola, even though you have not achieved X, Y, Z, I know the things you say you wanted to achieve in life, to become anybody you say you want to become in life. You will say this words, even though I have not achieved all of those things, I still deeply love and appreciate myself just as I am. All right? You know why I want you to do that?
Why?
I want you to change what you're putting inside your system. Because that system is what is going to help you achieve anything.
Further.
Yeah. So if that system is constantly receiving the message of not being enough, not having enough, it's always going to give you not enough. So imagine that I have a car, right? Maybe this is the anecdote that would drive that point. I have a car that the body part is scattered, everything is dented. And I don't drive this car out because I say, no, the body parts are scattered, everything. I don't like this car. I'm not going to drive it out. The car is my own. It can take me anywhere I want to go. It can take me to the places where I can get enough money to even repair it or replace it.
Mm-hmm.
But because I don't like the car,
Okay.
I refuse to leave the house.
Okay.
I don't go anywhere.
And
The car is still there.
You don't call the mechanic to fix
Yeah,
it.
the car is still there. My life is still here. Both of us have not made any progress because
But the car is not serving you, it's just there.
Exactly.
Then why do you have the car? Why don't you sell it off and buy a better car? Or why don't you repair it and use it?
See where we get it? So this car that is driving you don't quite like her. So you parked her at 15 because she's not achieving anything. And then you've not achieved anything because the car is still parked.
A lot of things that I'm supposed to have achieved at my age now, I haven't achieved them. But a thought just came to my mind as you were speaking that it doesn't mean I can not still achieve those things even as at now. You told me to say thank you to myself, to pat myself on the back. I've done that. And I want to really tell that adolescent that I was, thank you. As from now, I want to pick up myself and achieve it myself.
Awesome.
Because I can't expect a 15-year-old girl to be dealing with the issues of an almost 46-year-old woman. It won't go well. She will collapse and break down. So I want to pick up myself by myself now and start to pray for myself and start to walk as if I'll be 46-year-old next month. So I want to pick up what's left of myself and forge ahead by myself at this age. I don't want to stress that little girl anymore. I want her to take a permanent rest and let me at almost 46 start to walk and start to really, 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 well, with what is on ground for me today, forge ahead.
Awesome.
On my own.
Awesome.
Because I can't expect a 15-year-old girl to make decisions for me. I can't expect to be running a race of almost 46 years old in the body of a 15-year-old, or with the mentality, that's the word, with the mentality of a 15-year-old. No, it won't all go well. I will break down. So,
All right. I'm grateful that you're coming to this realization all by yourself. I'm very grateful. So I want you to thank, no, not even just thank, I want you to begin to give that love. Now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to say those words, and I want you to remember them as you go away from here, when our session ends. It becomes your personal affirmation. Every time you begin to feel low self-esteem and low self-confidence, right? I want you to go in and give love to this being. Now, understand this, because this is important. You're giving love to that being that had lived beyond the 15-year-old girl, but had never found expression. Just try and hold yourself like you're giving yourself a hug. Can you do that? Exactly. Now, you're going to say Damilola. That's your name. How do you call your name?
Oluwadamilola.
That's what she will hear. You're going to say Oluwadamilola. Even though you have not achieved the things I set out to achieve, I still deeply love and appreciate you just the way you are.
Oh, okay. Oluwadamilola. Even though you have not achieved all I set out for you to achieve, I still deeply love and appreciate you just the way you are.
All right, so I want you to, this for the next maybe 1-2 minutes, just like you found a quiet place on your inside the last time when I told you to make peace with the 15-year-old girl. I want you to close your eyes and find a quiet place, right? When you find that quiet place, say these words again. Maybe say them like 3 times, all right? So you're going to close your eyes. You want to just breathe. Yeah, breathe. And when you find that quiet place, when you find it, I want you to say those words again. Oluwadamilola.
Oluwadamilola.
Even though you have not achieved all the things that I set out for you, I still deeply love and appreciate you just the way you are. You say that again.
Oluwadamilola.
Even though you have not achieved all the things you set out to achieve, I deeply love and appreciate you just the way you are. Awesome. So I want you to say that by yourself until you believe it.
Oluwadamilola. Even though you have not achieved all the things I set out for you to achieve, I still deeply love and appreciate you just the way you are.
Awesome. All right, can you open your eyes now? Do you believe that?
Yes, I do.
Does Oluwadamilola believe she's loved?
Yes, she does.
All right, this is something we call love therapy. And I want you to take it up. So those words, script them in your heart. Because Oluwadamilola needs all the love that she's not had these 30 plus years. She lived through the last 2-3 decades in a haze. So she needs all the love to animate her, all the love to equip her. She needs to know consistently that you're loved. I want you to do this for the next 1 week. When you wake up in the morning, when you're not even looking very all bedazzled, all good, right? Just wake up. Put your phone on selfie mode. Make sure you're seeing Oluwadamilola, all right? Make sure you're looking at her. And then tell the person you see on that phone when it's on selfie mode these same words. Oluwadamilola, even though you're not where you ought to be yet, I deeply, the words are important. I deeply love and appreciate you just the way you are. Now, what you will notice, I will want you to do this every morning and just before you go to sleep every night. All right? And this is going to be an ongoing process. You're going to consistently continue to pour love into her until you sense a strength in her. because she's your only resource for the next phase of life. Pour a lot of love into Oluwadamilola, she won't need anybody.
I've never thought of that.
She will go out and get what she wants, and you get the life that you deserve. I don't know if this session has been helpful for you.
Very helpful. This has been
Tell me.
This has been very helpful. First of all, I've come to terms with the young girl I've come to terms. I need to allow her to go. I need to come to terms with my today and accept myself today and forge ahead from today. You know, I'm really grateful for helping me to channel my mental faculty, my psychological self, and especially my emotions in the direction of going forward and not struggling so hard as I used to be and trying to live today in the cocoon and shell of the girl of yesterday. No. I'm really grateful for that.
Awesome. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Prof,
Well done, sir.
how you doing now?
Very good, boss.
How was your session with Dami?
It was good. Very good.
So tell me about it.
So, we started out with the assumption that she had a health and well-being issue. Deeper than that, what I stumbled on in the course of the session was that she had a series of negative experiences around teenage, right? And they followed themselves like that. So what came off from this, at least the first thing that came to me was she kept referring to a 15-year-old girl, just kept talking about a 15-year-old girl, her 15-year-old girl. And then it dawned on me that the person that was talking to me was actually the 15-year-old girl.
Oh my God.
So
Wow.
she's not gone past the 15. In fact, the last 3+ decades of her life, she'd lived it in a haze. The mannerism, the physiology. The person that was in front of me in the session was a 15-year-old girl,
Oh my God. How old is she?
about 46.
So it wasn't. So she came for coaching, but she needed therapy.
She needed therapy.
And if you were just a coach, would you have been able to address that? If you weren't an integrative practitioner,
It would have been impossible to know what the real problem was. It would have been impossible to even help her, because I had to intuit first. I just noticed the first 5-10 minutes, she kept referencing the 15-year-old person. And then it was then I now looked at the person in front of me like, really? The mannerism, the physiology, the makeup. The person that was talking to me was a 15-year-old person.
oh my God. You know, one of the things that I found out about this show is that, in my own opinion, is one of the ultimate reality shows, because you never know what shows up. Even for us coaches, we never know what will show up in the session, and you never know what tools and processes and techniques you will deploy. And so you went into child work.
Yeah, in fact, what I had to do because of the
Matrix, or what did you do?
Yeah, I didn't even really go into the matrix. I had to, because I saw it that, okay, there was a lot of, she was cognitively alert. And I think this would be for me a novel experience. The person that was in front of me was channeling a 15-year-old child, but the person herself was cognitively alert.
Wow. So she was the 46-year-old person cognitively in the body of a 15-year-old girl with the mannerisms and the behavior of a 15-year-old girl. Oh my God.
So the other thing I noticed was the reason why it was almost like the 40-plus-year-old person was having a conflict with a 15-year-old person. I had to first have her resolve that conflict. And
so did you do a parts integration?
I didn't even do a parts integration. I didn't want her to feel like I was doing anything with her. So I told her to go and just do a pseudo timeline travel. Look for the 15-year-old girl and thank her for absorbing all of the negativities that came and absorbing it and dealing with it and processing. Because she actually said, she alluded to the fact that the 15-year-old girl met challenges she was not equipped for.
Yeah.
So I told her, and then she kept looking at her life from that lens. I've not achieved, I've not done. I'm like, have you thanked the girl who sat through all of that mess and just handled it? The girl who created this body of pain that you're running around with, have you thanked her so she can fade off the scene and allow the woman who grew out of that girl to find expression? So it was that pseudo time travel we did. I took her into that place and allowed her embrace the girl, thank the girl. And the beautiful thing was when we continued in the session, she literally, that's why I knew she was cognitively alert. She literally began to refer to herself as the woman. So the girl was just, between when we started and by the time we were done with the session, the girl had faded away.
And you saw the
literally saw the 43-year-old woman in front of me.
Oh my God.
Taking responsibility for where she was going to go next. So powerful. It was so beautiful.
How did you feel? This must be novel for you.
No, it was exciting. You know, so I was literally in the dance with her, so I could see her veer off. Then I just knew I kept bringing her back in. It was a beautiful dance to see the transformation. And you know, by the time we were done, because there was another part of the challenge, was the woman who grew out of that 15-year-old girl was not loved. So she didn't love the person that she was. I mean, the person she had become. All right. Her biggest stories were 15-year-old. Her biggest achievements were with the 15-year-olds.
Living in the past. Yeah.
So it was almost like that girl just eclipsed the entire life that she had left.
Erased 30 years of existence.
And I told her, yeah, the woman you grew into is living in a haze. The haze is created by the 15-year-old girl. So now that we've thanked the 15-year-old girl for everything she's done, can we love the woman so she can begin to express herself? So I took her through some form of love therapy. One we did right in the session, and I gave her an assignment to do a lot more love therapy so that she can affirm the woman she is, give her more confidence, give her more esteem, so that that woman can now take the center stage and do everything that she needs to do.
You know, and this brings me to the power of integrative practice.
Yeah.
You know, if you were just a coach or a therapist, you probably would work this through maybe 6 sessions or 7 or 8 sessions, back to back, going back, coming back. But with integrative practice and the cocktail of interventions that we teach, in one session, you could literally collapse 6 to 7 sessions together and achieve that result. So what would you be saying out there to coaches or people that are looking for coaches, right? In terms of what kinds of competencies do you feel coaches need? What kind of competencies do you feel that coaching clients need to look out for in their coaches?
Because of the world that we live in now, and the fact that every problem you meet has multi-layers. Every challenge people come into your coaching session with has multi-layers. I would say that for the coach, it is particularly important that they get expertise beyond coaching. This whole concept of being an integrative practitioner is not just something we say for the fad. It's so that you are a more rounded professional. You can meet every challenge that comes in front of you. And then you can be able to read all the meta messages, look beyond what's seen in tweets, and get some deeper experience, both in your practice and then with the people that you're working with. So for the coach, I would say go beyond basic coaching. Get certified in all the other programs that would help you be a more rounded professional and an integrated professional. I mean, get certified in emotional freedom techniques, get certified in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, get certified in NLP, energy psychology, energy medicine, right? All of this will now make you a lot more rounded. When you meet any case, you will know, you have a wider spectrum of of tools and interventions to use. So there is nothing that really puts you off. So, and you're not looking at problems from just the way the client presents them. Like in the case of this person just came wanting to fix a mental health issue. But by the time she began to talk, we figure, well, you're trapped somewhere, you're frozen somewhere, and then there is a struggle. So let's resolve all of that struggle. The ease with which that the practice unfolds is it's basically depending on what tools you have and what exposure you have and what experience you have. So for the coach, I would really suggest, in fact, I will go beyond the coach now and counsel. You go beyond being a traditional coach. Become an integrative practitioner. Get all the other certifications that would help you better fix things, better help people, better grow them, better transform them. And then for the person who's looking for a therapist, you want a therapist who can, who's not just concerned about how much you're paying or what your basic problem is. Someone who can look at your problem holistically, your challenge holistically, who can see the roots, the connections. By the time you're going out, you are fully equipped to manage your life in every aspect. And that's what an integrative practitioner will do for you. Work with you and hand the controls back to you. Because until you are really in control of your life, you're not living. You're somebody's robot.
It's very interesting. So, you've heard Prof. If you want to be a coach, get well-rounded, equip yourself, empower yourself, and the best place to do it is right here at OLCA. So reach out to us, and we will help you with your professional evolution and your professional development as an integrative practitioner. It's no more a thing of pride to say, I don't need a coach. If you really want to optimize performance, if you really want to take your productivity to the next level, if you really, really, really want to be all that you were created to be, get a coach. And on that note, thank you for watching the Transformation Show. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.
Today, I've come to a realization that I need to let the 15-year-old girl be and take responsibility for my life, even as from today. And I decided that I don't want that 15-year-old girl of those days that lost her mom and her older sister in a car accident to still be carrying the pain and the ache of that trauma. The first session went well. The transformation session went really well, and I enjoyed it a bit, and I've decided that I would love myself. I would affirm myself a lot. I would encourage myself a lot. I would pick myself up anytime I fail, or anytime I fall, or anytime I make a mistake, and I will let myself move forward.
If you need a coach or therapist, or would like to train to become a certified coach or therapist, please call +234 8098 883 555 or +234 8077 077 000. Alternatively, send an email to hello@thecatalyst.ng.com.